Hey everybody, it's your girl JLove81. Thank you for joining me. I am here to do an unboxing of the Super Retro Trio Plus. I've been wanting this system for a long time now, and I've been waiting. This is a really good price, but I've been waiting till I actually had the extra cash to get it. But I was blessed that I won this on Instagram in a random drawing that I definitely participated in. So you have no idea how happy I am. Thank you so much, Castlemania and Retrobit Gaming. I really appreciate it. Yeah, this is amazing. But this is something I wanted for a long time. What makes this special is this is the special edition that comes with the Joe and Mac collection. This is the Joe and Mac Ultimate Collection. So I am really excited. So let's get this baby open. What I really wanted, honestly, is something that had HDMI, this is what has HDMI compatibility. I have a Elgato H60 capture card, and unfortunately it could only play HD stuff. I do not have an adapter to be able to play my original consoles, my Retron 3, which is what I've been playing the most because it's convenient. I have it plays Super Nintendo, and Sega Genesis games. But to actually stream those consoles to those games, I've been using the RetroPie or the NES Classic Edition or SNES Classic Edition. This, though, is able to play cartridges, and what I really like about it is I'm able to finally stream hacked games. So the homebrew games that you can get for the Nintendo, Super Nintendo, and the Sega Genesis, now I'll be able to play. So I'm excited. You'll see a lot more of those. And we're going to give them a try as well once we get this open. So let's get started. I don't want to destroy the box. Definitely don't want to do that. So very gently. I am a box collector too, so I try to save the boxes. I have my Nintendo, Super Nintendo, GameCube, Nintendo Switch, PlayStation 3, PlayStation 4. I try to either collect the boxes if I threw them out or misplaced them, or keep the original boxes. The only thing I'm missing, to be honest with you, is the Nintendo 64 box. I gotta get one of those. So this is what it's all about. Okay, I gotta flip it. Look at this. This is awesome. So you have the Ultimate Caveman Collection, which has the Joe and Mac, Congo's Caper, and Joe and Mac 2, Lost in Tropics. I've never owned these games. I have played them before, like I said, on the RetroPie. So just to have all three games is amazing. So we're gonna open this up shortly. The best is the system. Now everybody knows my favorite color is red. So having red is fantastic. It's a really good looking system. And what I really like about it, besides the fact that caught my eye, like I said, HDMI compatibility, you also could use the AV cables, which I probably will not, because like I said, I have a Retron 3. But this is beautiful. What I also like about it, besides the colors, is you could use your original controllers. So if I'm not a fan of the controller, let's see. Oh, so you have the Super Nintendo ports, the Sega Genesis ports, and the Nintendo ports right there to play your original controllers, which I have all three controllers. And then you have the function that if you want to use the controller that it comes with, or you want to use the original controllers, you just switch that. And this is the I want to say the region switch that you would have to pretty much hit if you want to play the other, games. I don't have any region games, like I don't have games from Japan, a Famicom, Super Famicom. I don't have PAL games. I don't really have any of those. I would love to collect for those as well, but right now I'm focused on games here in the States. Although I'm really interested in Holy Diver. I'm going to get that. I am excited to get that. That looks amazing. So yes, I'm going to have to get one of those. So that's pretty much what it looks like. So there you go. like I said, you have the Super Nintendo ports, Sega Genesis ports, and the Nintendo ports, which I do have the original controllers, which I probably will use. And then right here, the Sega Genesis, Super Nintendo, and Nintendo. So that looks beautiful. And then I guess whatever one you want to play, you just hit the switch. Nintendo, Super Nintendo, Sega Genesis, and the off button. So these are the controllers that it came with. Let's open this up. Nice design, because I'm going to tell you what, the Retron 3, I really was not a fan of their controller. So I've been using my original controllers the whole time. So this is pretty cool. I'll have to check this out and see how it feels. But it feels pretty comfortable. I'm still used to the original controllers, but the fact that I have that option is awesome. So I do like that. That's great. And then of course you have the power adapter. And the HDMI cable, the most important thing. So knowing that I can now play this on my smart TV in the living room is freaking awesome. I have a 65-inch Vizio, so I'm looking forward to playing on that. Instruction manual, and that's pretty much it. So we're gonna have to plug this in, see how it works. Let's open the beautiful Joe and Mac collection on the Super Nintendo. I'm very, very picky because I don't like destroying box art. I don't have boxes enough already. I haven't saved all my boxes because I'm stupid. I actually threw them out. But when you're a kid, you don't know any better. I think the only in-box game I have is Yoshi on the NES. That's pretty much it. And they're a lot more expensive to collect for a complete box. So I try to steer away from that if possible. Unless the price is right, of course. So, there we go. Oh, look how beautiful this is. This makes me want to slap everybody because I get so happy. Look how beautiful this blue is right here. It comes with pins. How freaking awesome is that? Instruction manual in color, and the beautiful Super Nintendo cartridge. So it has a cover that it comes with, a dust cover, dust sleeve, and here is the game itself. So I thought that looks pretty cool. It's pretty neat. It has a see-through kind of feel to it. So this is definitely a first for me owning something like this. This is great. So I look forward to popping this baby in. Let's give it a try. So, we finally popped in the Joe and Mac Ultimate Caveman Collection. Works perfectly. I'm very impressed so far. I like the feel of it too, like the switches. When you switch from off to Genesis, it comes off like a blue color. And then if you switch it to the SNES, it comes off red, and then the NES, it shows up green, which is pretty cool. So now you know, besides having to feel your way clicking each one, you can see the color codes to know that you're on the right setting for whatever game you want to play. And definitely a big upgrade from my Retron 3. So we're going to select the original Joe and Mac. Now, I'm not really too familiar with this game. I have not played it a lot, so I probably will suck at it, but this is just giving it a try here. I think it looks beautiful, to be honest with you. Some Flintstone stuff. Okay. You know what? I'm also using the controller that it came with, which has the Super Nintendo port. So I am using the Retrobit controller, and I like it a lot. Uh-oh. We're gonna have to... Uh-oh. Move, move. Too much going on.
Uh-oh. We're gonna beat him. I'm getting too far advanced, but I will have to do a separate stream just to show off the game, but it looks really, really good, so... I can't stop playing it. It's too much fun. How do you get up there? Uh-oh. Alright, getting a little intense here. Alright. Well, so here we have Paperboy for the NES. And the reason why I chose this game is for some reason this game did not work for the Retron 3. It would not read it. I do not know why. There was a lot of games that would not read on the Retron 3. Uh-oh, I hit a window. That's not good. Man, this game sets me off. You guys ever played Paperboy? Part 2 for the Super Nintendo is my favorite. You could get it on their doorstep, or, well, he prevented that. They're not subscribers, I did it anyway. Ah! Alright, Paperboy works. So, this is what I've been waiting for. Super Mario Bros. 3 Mix. This is a homebrew hack version. And this is an amazing, amazing homebrew game. So if you guys never played this, it is one of the best out there. Check it out. I am definitely going to be doing a live stream of a playthrough. As you can see, I already got pretty far, but it's a really tough game. But the way they mixed it up is awesome. They mixed up like all the Mario games slapped together. And you guys know how I feel about slapping. It's incredible. So if you like Mario 3, if you like any of the Mario Brothers, please check this out. I will be streaming this. Hopefully I can complete the God of War that I'm in the middle of, but yeah, you might want to check out Super Mario Bros. 3 Mix. I highly recommend it. I got it at Too Many Games in Oaks, Pennsylvania at the game convention. This turtle pissed me off. Tough, it gets tough as time goes by. But, gimme! Alright. Let's just we're gonna free throw it. Woo! Let's just see what happens. We're just gonna keep running. We're gonna skip it all. Oh no! I'm trying to do a run through! Holy crap! What is up with this? Levels are long. Doesn't that remind you of something, everybody? I know it does! Alright, so that works, which I am very pleased. The Legend of Zelda Outlands. One of the best homebrew games. They did a really, really good job, but this is very, very hard. I don't even know where the sword is. I have to really get one of these days really do a long gameplay of this, and we can figure it out together. Look, I have no sword. It's different. They obviously put things in different locations, so it's not the same. Pretty neat, but I have no money. But yeah, we'll have to check that out. But yes, this works as well, so that makes me very, very happy. Mike Matei and James Rolfe did a playthrough of this game, I believe. And of course, you have one of the best games on the NES system, Super Mario Bros. 3. It looks beautiful. One of my favorite games. And everybody knows I'm a major Mario fan to begin with. just feels good. I really like the controller that it came with. I think it's perfect. So it works really, really well. I actually did a live stream not that long ago of Mario Bros. 3 and completed that, so you guys want to check that out. I did a full playthrough of the game. Alright everybody, I just popped in the NES Game Genie. I have to get the one for the Sega Genesis. I do not have a Game Genie, but this goes to show you that that also works if I put in a code. I'm just putting in random stuff right here, but... My favorite, #1 game on the Super Nintendo, Super Mario World, of course. Let's see where I was continuing. But... I love this game so much. So very much. It works fantastic. The buttons respond really well, but if you still feel more comfortable using your original controller, you can do that as well on this system, which is awesome. Definitely on my top 10 favorite Super Nintendo games of all times. Had to make sure this works, and so far every game that I've been putting in here has been working. Unlike my Retron 3, in all seriousness. So, Turtles in Time. Skip it.
3 a.m.
I don't even feel it lagging. This is perfect. It responds really well to whenever I want it to go, and I like that a lot. My Golden Joy's my favorite level, of course. Alright, so let's check out the Super game. Now we popped in Game Genie. This is the Game Genie for the Super Nintendo. So whatever code I choose to put in, I can. And this is Donkey Kong Country that I popped in as well. But this is just to show that the Game Genie does work. So we'll try that one more time and see how it starts. So Game Genie for the Super NES works very well. I'm very excited. Super Game Boy works wonderfully. I popped in Super Mario Land. I love Super Game Boy. I have a lot of Game Boy games. So being able to play it on the big screen besides the RetroPie, it feels awesome. It looks amazing. This brings back memories, it really does. I used to love this. This is my first handheld. Of course. The only thing that, I mean, like I said, for nostalgic purposes, I love it. The games were amazing. The only thing that sucked about the Game Boy is that it had no backlight, so you had to play wherever it was lit. It works great. Very impressed. Moving on to the obvious on the Sega Genesis. One of my first games, Sonic the Hedgehog, on the Sega Genesis. So I gotta get used to this controller. I'm not using a Genesis controller, but I do have one, if I would like. This doesn't feel so bad, actually. I can get used to this. I never beat the original Sonic the Hedgehog, but yeah, I can fly through the Game Genie version without a problem. Poor Sonic, they couldn't even give him the ability to breathe underwater like they did Mario. Sonic's awesome. Works great. Now this has me hyped right here. This is why I'm excited. This is my 6-pack in one Sega Genesis cart. So it has 6 games in it, and why I'm excited is I never was able to get it to work on my Retron 3. It will only work on the original console. So that makes me really, really happy. I do have an original console, but you know, it's a pain in the butt to constantly switch to consoles when you want to play. So having this is amazing. You got Sonic, Super Hang-On. Oops, wrong way. Revenge of Shinobi. Golden Axe. Streets of Rage, one of my favorites. Columns, one of my favorites. We're gonna go with Streets of Rage. I can't get over the fact that it works on this thing. It's amazing. This has me hype. This makes me just as happy as Bubble Wrap does. Chris, you know I'm talking about you. Chris hooks me up with Bubble Wrap. And those that don't know Chris, he is from Video Game Dust Leaves. And I did a couple reviews on that in my previous videos, so if you want to check that out, I'll leave a link in the description below. He does amazing custom dust leaves for your NES, Super Nintendo, same thing with the Sega Genesis and Game Boy Color cartridges, and 64. Pretty much anything, including replacement covers. So he does do inserts as well. So this feels wonderful. I don't have a problem not using the original controller. It's actually very effective. I was never a fan of the Sega Genesis controller to begin with. It was just awkward with the way the buttons were laid out, but I also did not grow up with the Sega Genesis. I mean, I played it as a kid with relatives when I went to friends' houses or whatever, but still not something that I am as used to as Super Nintendo and Nintendo game. But this game plays very, very well. Now let me just say the hype is real. Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles Hyperstone Heist did not work on my Retron 3. I do not know why. It would not play at all. At all. It wouldn't make a noise. I thought something was wrong with the cart, which pissed me off because I paid a pricey penny on it at Too Many Games in Oaks, Pennsylvania. But as you can see, I popped it in here and I had literally tears in my eyes. I was so happy. I can't believe it. So we finally got it to work. Now, I will say that Turtles in Time is a better game than this one, but this one is pretty close. I do like it a lot for the Sega Genesis. It's just different. Turtles in Time, to me, the story was better, the levels were better, boss battles. That's just my opinion. I gotta get used to the controllers. But yeah, I'm so excited. So here you go, Hyperstone Heist. Here is another thing that makes me happy. This is Disney's Aladdin on the Sega Genesis, which also did not work on my Retron 3. For some reason, the Retron 3, there was a lot of games that would pop up and it would say that it has to be played on the original console. And not this at all. I love the fact that it plays most of the hardware games, and I say most because I don't obviously own every single game to know that it works, but so far from my collection, it definitely does, and I am extremely impressed and grateful to Retrobit and Castlemania games. This is an amazing system. I've been wanting to play the Sega Genesis version of this for a long time. I have the Super Nintendo version of Aladdin, but this one, he gets a sword, which is pretty cool. Honestly, like, there's a lot of, on the console wars, people will say, which, you know, this is better, that's better. I can't tell you what's better. I don't know it enough to tell you which system this game is better on. It's weird, on this, the jump is the L button, so you gotta get used to that. Alright. Alright, works great. So, I will give you my overall perspective on the game. I love the Super Retro Trio Plus. I really do. Thank you guys. Let's wrap it up.
So this is the controller that I've been using. This is by Retrobit. I got this at Castlemania Games as well. And I also got an extension. I love extensions. I even got them for the NES Classic Edition, the SNES Classic Edition, and my RetroPie. You can get them off Amazon. You could also get them on Castlemania. So these come in handy. You can look how long this is. This is why I love it, and this feels amazing. It has like that dog bone feel to it, but it's really comfortable. It doesn't have like the square, you know, after a while the sharp edges kind of bother you if you're not used to it, but this feels really, really good. So I've been using this playing NES games, and I will probably use this for this beautiful Super Retro Trio. So that's pretty much it on this system. I really like it a lot. I've been wanting this, like I said, so I'm really excited. Thank you, Castlemania Games. Thank you, Retrobit. I really, really appreciate it. If you guys are interested in this specific system that comes with the Joe and Mac, I'm going to leave a coupon code in the description down below. It's going to be LOVE, capital L, lowercase UV, LOVE. Put that in your code to get 10% off this. And the first 20 users, the first 20 users will get 10% off on this system right here. And then 10% off on anything else in Castlemania.com, except for Holy Diver, the collection, and R-Type. But I am going to get Holy Diver. I'm dying to play that game. So thank you guys so much for listening to me, for being there for me, supporting me, being in my streams. I appreciate every single one of you. You guys are all amazing. And I, like I said, if you want to see more of these videos, hit the like button. Make sure you subscribe, and I will see you guys next time.